I got no tears left to cry. The legendary Texas tornado Wes Jeans is our guest this week for episode number 80 of Tunesday Tuesday, brought to you by the Boston Chris Show. And we are back again chatting about the huge event coming up April 11th in Ben Wheeler, Texas, Forge Fest 2026. And Wes Jeans is headlining that show, and we're going to be chatting with Wes very soon about that show and about some other really cool shit that he has going on as well. So, man, I'll tell you, it's been a long freaking time that I've wanted to chat with Wes in a podcast format, and so this is really kind of a cool moment for me. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get right into it with Wes. He's waiting backstage, and so let's chat with the man himself. What do you think? Wes Jeans, what's up, my dude?
Hey, how are you, brother?
Oh man, let me fix that. There we go. Dude, I was just telling everybody that, I've been podcasting for, I think this is my 10th year. I've wanted to get you on this show for all 10 of those years, I think, and here you are finally, man. How are you?
Making it happen. That's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you having me on here, brother. Sorry it took so long.
No, it's all good, man. First of all, I just want to tell you how proud we are of you and everything that you've done as an artist, as an East Texan, and everything that you've done. Is it true? Correct me if I'm wrong, Wes. Are you an official Texas Tornado now with Buddy Magazine?
Yeah, actually I am.
Um,
That's been, I want to say, it's been quite a few years since I got on there.
that
Yeah,
had
it's
to be
cool.
something, right? What's that call like, getting that one?
That one's pretty great. It was kind of surreal. I was like, wow, all my heroes are
I was
Texas
gonna say,
Tornado.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
yeah.
Right. So to be included in that list, man, that was kind of surreal. So
Yeah,
that was
and
great.
growing up in East Texas, like the blues in this area, like from Freddie King and T Bone
Right.
Walker and so many other folks from this area, were you really influenced heavily by those folks locally as well?
Absolutely. And still to this day, like Freddie King is probably, when people ask my favorite guitar player, Freddie King is still at the top of my list. Freddie King and Jimi Hendrix are pretty much my two biggest influences.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I kind of champion that, East Texas Freddie King, connection, being from Marshall. So I grew up with my father being a musician, and my uncles, grandfather, that whole side, all musicians. So I was lucky enough to grow up listening to good music, and as we all know, like the early mid '80s wasn't necessarily the greatest time for our kind of music. You
sure.
know what I mean? The pop music and a lot of things that were popular at the time were not exactly you know conducive to making blues musicians, right? But I was raised up listening to Hendrix and Cream and the Fabulous Thunderbirds, Stevie, all the Three Kings. My dad listened to a lot of Johnny Winter and, like I said, ZZ Top, that whole thing. So I was fortunate, to have
Yeah,
that kind of
and
upbringing.
man, I got to tell you, between you and Lance, and now with Allie coming up behind y'all, and just really keeping blues at the forefront of East Texas, and
Right.
it's just such cool things, man. I've always told people, man, you're probably the best guitarist I've ever met, and
Oh man, thank you.
it's just always been a treat to kind of know who you are and have met you and almost be friends in a way. So.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Like,
Absolutely.
I heard the news earlier this year that you, just out of the blue, are going to be on tour with Uncle Ted, Ted Nugent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
How cool is that?
yeah, that is a cool thing, huh?
Yeah. I mean, and it was, we did some shows together a while back, and Ted had told me, he goes, "Hey, man, I really want you to come out and do some shows with me." And I'd reached out, and by the time I got in touch with this manager, they already had support lined up for that tour.
Wow.
And so I was kind of bummed, and of course Ted was like, "Hey, man, really nothing I can do on this
Yeah.
deal." Anyway, this next year rolls back around, and I'm just working away building guitar pedals, and look down, and there's the call. I was like, well, I better take that. So,
Yeah.
hey, man, would you like to do some shows this year? Well, absolutely. And so far, right now, the two that they've released, we've got El Dorado, Arkansas, um, on April the 18th, I believe. And then we're doing, what is it? It's outside of, close to Memphis. up in Missouri. We're doing that like in May, I believe. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we're going to do some more. They're going to be releasing dates as they get them all confirmed. But we're looking at doing Texas and doing Tennessee, Colorado, Missouri,
Yeah.
doing a bunch of southern states.
Well, I wanted to
And
let
what's
folks
really
know about that because the show that we are here to chat about is called Forge Fest 2026, and
right?
this is legitimately, correct me if I'm wrong, Wes, this is legitimately your last show before going out on tour
Yeah, it
with
is.
Ted. So, like, folks, I'm telling you, if you want to catch Wes at a show, an intimate show, for cheap money, in my opinion, this is your chance to do so, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And and we'll be doing I believe a 90-minute set, whereas, when we're out doing openers for Uncle Ted, those are like 45-minute
Right.
sets.
So double the show too for less
Yeah,
money. Yeah.
exactly. And so yeah, so the Forge Fest, man, we're really looking forward to that. Gary had reached out, and I'd spoken to Gary from the rehearsal room there in Tyler, and he had talked to me about this festival, and eventually was like, well, man, how would you like to play it? I said, well, man, I would love to. Anytime I can play close to home and do an East Texas show, I'm all about it. So it worked out well. I mean, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about the Forge. Heard it's really cool venue, and
Have you not
so we're
played the
looking forward
Forge,
to that.
Wes?
No, I've never
Oh
played there. So
man,
this will be
that's
the first
so
time.
dope. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the Forge is amazing, man. It's so good
I've heard
there.
good things. Yeah.
Yeah, it is such a good, cool spot, man. The vibes there are just otherworldly. You'll see what I mean when you walk in there. But
Nice.
I gotta let folks know, man. It's 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is an all-day festival that they're doing out there on April
Yeah.
11th. And again, Wes is ending the night with a 90-minute set, which is, I promise you, is going to be rocking your face off. But you're also going to
Oh
have
yeah.
Kirk Harper out there, the Resurrection Project, Legal Contraband, Chase Rains, and then of course Wes and Jen Ford, our mutual friend, will be
Yeah.
emceeing the whole deal. So she'll probably be working harder than all of y'all.
Oh, super cool. That'll be great.
So
She'll be great for that.
yeah, she's awesome as well. So
Yeah,
it's just
she
going to be
is.
such a cool event, and you guys can get your tickets in advance at Outhouse Tickets. We'll make sure there's a link in the description and in the chat right now for that. Advance tickets are $5 cheaper than normal, which means
Wow.
$20 to see Wes Jeans and all these other fabulous artists. Which also, again, if you just want to pay at the door, you can do that too. That's 25 at the door. So let me get those links in your chat right now for those of you that want to get tickets. And then we'll chat a little bit about Wes's current single and stuff like that. What can people really expect to see and hear from you at a 90-minute live gig? Is this going to be the trio?
Yeah, we'll be three-piece. So yeah, we'll be doing, um, you know, uh, you know, things like the little heavier. We'll be doing our Forest of the Pines in Dallas. A lot of things off my Forest of the Pines record, which hard to believe that record is 20 years old this year, man.
I know. I was just reading about you that it's been, man, I don't even know if I want to mention this to you, dude, but like 30 years that you have been in the
Yeah,
music business.
yeah.
30
Oh,
years,
absolutely. I was
bro.
just Yeah, Kenny Wayne Shepherd and I, we kind of grew up together, and he just had his anniversary tour for Ledbetter Heights, and we were talking about that one, and I was talking about Force of the Palms. Like, dude, when did this happen? He's going on 50, I'm 45 now. I'm like, dude,
Golly.
when did we become old men?
Yeah,
And
where have the time's gone, dude?
yeah, yeah. We're talking, sitting there talking about our ailments, and I'm talking about my hands hurting, and he's talking about his back hurting. So,
Yeah.
just all these years, man, of throwing guitars around, it takes its toll on you.
You got a family now too, right? So
Oh, absolutely.
how you
So
been
that's,
balancing that?
so that's what's really cool about this Nugent thing, bro, is that, unlike a lot of people that tour, they go out for weeks on end, say like our little sis Allie Venable that we were
Hmm.
talking about. I couldn't be more proud of her, by
Oh
the
my
way.
gosh,
But
yes.
Allie goes out and tours for months on end, right?
Yeah.
And I've got Amy, and I have a baby now. So my other kids are 16 and 12. So I
Right.
thought I was out of that deal, and now we've got an 18-month
Yeah,
old.
surprise.
Yeah, so God's got a sense of humor, man. So yeah, hey, God's plans and our plans are different. That's for
That's
sure.
right. Hey, it's always meant to
Um,
be, right?
right,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's awesome. What a blessing. Um, but the cool thing with the Nugent deal is, as you all know, like Nugent's got his shows, right? He's got TV shows and radio shows and all this. So he's got a plane and a pilot. So he pretty much goes out and does his shows, and then he'll do the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever, and then he's flying back home and doing his shows.
Mm.
So for somebody like me with a new baby at home, that works out perfect.
Yeah, that is perfect. And
And you know, so yeah, and I also have my guitar effects pedal company. About 5 years ago during COVID, when we couldn't play any gigs, um, my plan B, what I started doing when I was stuck at home was I used my hot rod shop to do all the painting and body work to start building guitar pedals. And so that plan B quickly turned to like a plan A type deal,
mhm.
So I've been staying really busy keeping my pedals built and not being back ordered on those, and it's been really cool.
Yeah, when I
And
read your post about the opening gig with Ted, I was like, wasn't he taking a hiatus? Like, wasn't he just talking about a
yeah,
hiatus? And
yeah. Well, I just said, I think I'd made a post like, I think, with this new baby at home, I'm going to spend some more time at home.
yeah,
And it was less than 48 hours after I made that post that I got the call from Ted. Um, but again, one of the deciding factors on that is the way he tours. You know
mhm.
what I mean? He goes and does these gigs, man, and then flies back home. So it's like, well, I can do that and keep my pedal company up and going, and it's and be home with the family, and really keep that juggling act going.
Yeah, and
You
it
know
is.
what I
You're
mean?
right. It
So
is a juggling act, so it's a bonus
it
that you're
is.
able to be home and stuff like that. I know how hard it is to have both of those things in your life. So congrats on that as well. Let's talk about the brand new single. I guess it's not brand new, but it is your current
Yeah.
single. It's called
Yeah.
"Bittersweet." Man, tell us about this song.
Yeah, so Bittersweet, that one's going to be coming out. Like I said, we released that as a single, but it will be coming out on my next EP. We released a blues EP um, just a while back, and then the next one coming out is going to be more of a rock EP.
Very cool.
Um, so yeah, so Bittersweet is a song that was pitched to me years ago by my little buddy Tyler Bryant. Tyler Bryant and the Shakedowns, and he's out of Paris, Texas. And he was like my little buddy. Like, he used to jam with us on stage every time we would, he'd get a chance. And now he's done world tours with AC/DC and Guns N' Roses, and he's got some Grammys under his belt now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's done incredibly well for himself. And Bittersweet was a song that he had written and kind of pitched to me years ago, and I just kind of been sitting on it. And I hate to say it was kind of one of those things where I'd kind of forgotten that it existed, right? And was going back through some things that he had sent me and found that song. And I said, man, it just at this point in my life and some of the things I'd gone through, it resonated with me. And just such a grooving, song to,
Hmm.
everything about it. I loved everything about it. Um, and so we've been recording at the Funky Frog studio there in Athens, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, so and man, I can't say enough great things about that place. The owner used to own a music venue there in Athens that we used to play at years and years ago, and the venue had closed down, and I hadn't seen her in years. So a couple of years back, she'd asked me, she's like, "Well, why don't you have a new record?" And I explained, that to record a record's expensive, and you have to take
Yeah.
time off from touring and gigs, and just basically it's cost prohibitive and time,
Hmm.
And she's like, "Well, if you had a studio, would you record a new record?" And I'm, well, absolutely. And so it was one of those deals. Well, you know what? We'll get you taken care of. Don't worry about it. And it's like, well, that sounds
Interesting.
great and all, but
Yeah.
that sounds a little too good to be true. But man, I'm telling you, it was not. Um, she invited me out a few months later to come see the studio and look what they had going, and just kept getting more and more gear and everything they needed. And next thing you know, we started cutting, and I've cut a whole record, a whole album of my stuff. I've cut Tommy Katona, Michael King,
Hmm.
uh, M. Dawnette. So we've produced several really nice blues albums out of this place already.
So when's the EP supposed to come out, Wes?
Man, I'm releasing them the singles one at a time.
Okay.
So it'll probably be late summer before I'm ready to release the next EP.
I love the
So
idea of
right now we're
waterfall. And what do you think about that, man? Like waterfall and singles and getting them out there before the full release.
I think it's great. To be honest, I was talking to Bonamassa about this whole deal because he's got more, number one blues albums than anybody I think that I can think of. And he was like, Wes, he goes, look, man, it's like it's like in the 50s now. He goes, man, you need to don't release all of these songs that you've done all in one time, and you just kind of shoot your shot all in one thing,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Don't do that. Release them one at a time. Get as much mileage as you can out of these things. And because a lot of times people they're not buying the entire records anyway. People are just buying the singles, and the way streaming has changed everything. It's just the nature of the beast has completely changed since released my first record. Dude, I hate to say it, it's been like 27 years
It's about
now.
just staying relevant, I think, right? Like getting more content for people that way. Because I mean, we
Yeah,
get burnt out on songs so quickly nowadays. It's so weird. Like
yeah,
for
yeah.
me,
I
I
mean,
can live on
you
a
don't get a
song
lot
for
of mileage.
years. You know what I mean? I can live on one song for a year or two. But like
Yeah, yeah.
nowadays, people are just like consuming them so quickly and then on to the next. It's so weird to me.
Yeah, and so if you release all your say all your 10 songs and one release as just an LP, um, you kind of through the algorithm pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's why Joe B was saying, "Hey man, you should really release them one at a time, get as much mileage as you can out of each track, and try to push them as much as you can." And so at the end of recording this full length record, it kind of shook out rough half blues, half rock. So, while I grew up loving the Vaughn brothers and loving Freddie King and BB King and all my blues guys, I love the Abbott brothers. I love Pantera too.
Yeah,
You know
sure.
what I mean? So, I grew up a middle class, angry white boy in the 90s. I loved, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I loved Pantera and I loved Metallica and Rage Against the Machine, all that stuff. Not very blues man to say, yeah, dude, I loved Pantera, but those are my Texas roots too.
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
the same as I love ZZ Top and Jimmy Vaughn and Stevie Ray and all that. Man, I love Pantera
So
too.
you
Uh,
decided on two EPs instead of one full length then?
yeah, and it was one of these deals where you can't please everyone, right? And
Yeah.
so I always had this thing where I was too rock for the blues purists, but I was way too blues for like the modern rock people.
Hmm.
So I was just kind of in this middle thing, like what do you do? And so, I just was like, man, this really shook out about even,
Yeah.
So let's put out a blues one, and so I can sell that one when I was doing tours like with Mike Zito and with playing shows with Ali Venable or Kenny Wayne or whoever.
Hmm.
You can sell the blues ones, and then I can put out the rock one, and you go out with Nugent. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And so basically, just giving the people what they want. And it's simultaneously making myself happy because I get to.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
shows every
pigeonholed.
side of you, right? Like it's
Well, yeah, dude, and the fact that I'm doing these records independently now,
yeah,
I'm not beholden to what a record label says for me to do because I'm actually producing all my own records now.
yeah.
And the records I mentioned earlier, Tommy Katona, Michael King, Kim Donette, um, I produced all those records, and so that was something that with the offering me this studio that okay, well, yeah, I'm decent at producing my own records, but I had other people hear what I did and go, hey man, will you get me in there?
Yeah.
Can you share some of that magic with us? And well, absolutely, man. So um and I figured out that I really, really enjoy working in the studio in that capacity as well.
Interesting. So Wes,
Yeah,
man, I want to get you on the show, right?
yeah.
So later in the year when you're back from tour, I'd love to sit down with you and just chat about who you are, what made you you, and all of that
Oh yeah,
stuff. And
man.
we can chat more about this stuff. I want to show some love to Kim Donette too. Man,
Cool.
what an artist, what a singer she is rather. Man,
Yeah.
I love her vibe as well. But yeah, man, I'd love to chat with you more in depth about who you are and where you came from and all of that stuff. But I'm going to put you on the spot, Wes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Every week we have a pick of the week. And I
Yep.
used to let people pick this ahead of time, but it's much more fun to just not tell you about it, at least for me.
Right.
So the way this works is you can pick any song in the world, and this can be a song that influenced you, inspired you in some way. It could be a song from a friend that you want to give more notice to. It could be any song in the world. Tell us what you would pick for your pick of the week, and then tell us why you picked the song.
Oh man, that one is tough.
Hmm.
Man, because I wake up pretty much every day with a new song stuck in my head,
Yeah,
and they're
same.
always great. um, man, I don't know the song that I'd been listening to quite a bit today. And I listen to a lot actually. I would go with Machine Gun by Jimi Hendrix.
I love it. I love
Um,
it.
as a lot of you that have seen my show know that a lot of times I close my show out with that. I dedicate it to all of our troops, past, present, and future, to the boys that dodge bullets and boys that caught bullets, for us to be up on stage doing what we do. Um, and so, with everything going on in the world right now, you know what I mean? It's not so different than when he did that on New Year's Eve, 1970, when he was talking about the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And with us being right in the middle of another war, it's like, well, I can't think of a better song than Hendrix Machine Gun, Band of Gypsies, man.
I love it, man. Before we get off of here, and I'm going to tell people more about Forge Fest. Have you been to rehearsal room at all?
Yeah, I have been by there. Place is super cool.
Man, let me ask you. Yeah, I wanted to
one
ask you real quick. Just, I mean, you've been part of the East Texas Fiber for so long. Just talk about why this kind of place is needed in our
Oh man.
local dynamic musically.
Well, I mean, anytime that you can bring musicians together, rather than, because a lot of us just see each other's posters at venues. You know what I mean? And that's it's kind of coming and going.
Mm-hmm.
So anything to help build a scene, you know what I mean? Because there used to be a music scene in the '90s,
Mm-hmm.
because you had to physically be places. You know what I mean? Now with social media and all this, it's a little different deal. Anyway, all that's to say, it's important for us to have places to go. Um, and you can go with your band and rehearse, but you might be seeing another band that's coming in before or after. And some of the greatest moments in music history have happened because this guy from this band and this guy from this band met up and
Mm-hmm.
collaborated. Those kind of places, man, we need that kind of thing. Um, and for the obvious reasons, like not everybody has a shop or a rehearsal spot or somewhere where they can get out and play, a full drum set. You know what I mean? Or crank up a Marshall stack and let it rip.
Yeah, just continue on kind of the about the rehearsal room. How much for me it's a throwback, and just having a third spot, right? Because we all
Oh yeah,
we all have a house, we all have a place to work. We don't have a place to
yeah.
play very often, do we?
No, no, and it's yeah, like you said, that's a lot of people don't have that, and having somewhere that is conducive to making loud noise and getting to kind of let it all rip. That's you've got to have that. I mean, you can't work on bringing your stage show, you know,
Mm-hmm.
playing all timid in your bedroom. You know what
Right.
I mean? You've got to have some place that you can let it rip. And Gary's done a really great job of setting that place up and making it, really cool and inviting for other musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And I sold him one of my favorite guitar amps out there. So yeah, I took it by to him and checked it out. Place is really
I
cool.
love it there, man. It's such a throwback. We're gonna be recording a live podcast there with joint custody next month, and it's gonna be so cool.
Nice,
But man, I
nice.
love everything Gary's doing, and um, when you meet somebody like Gary, I feel like you can feel the passion that they have for what they do,
Yeah,
coming from the
right.
like, and I get that from Gary so much. Like he legitimately cares about getting people in there and having that spot, and so I'm excited about Forge Fest 2026. Again, I'm going to let folks know, man. Get your
Absolutely.
advance tickets, save you some money, and another thing you could do, right, is buy all of these tickets advance. Like buy like 20 of them, and then sell them for $30 a pop, and you could make some money off them. I'm
Yeah, or
just
just give
kidding.
them to your friends,
Yeah, give them away. Have little giveaways, right? Just buy
Yeah,
some
man.
tickets, y'all, because pre-sale is going to really help them determine, how well it's going and stuff, and you get to save some money. But it's April 11th, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. I imagine, Wes, you're probably going on stage about 8:30, 8:30 probably.
8:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Exactly.
8:30
Yep.
is when Wes goes on. 90 minutes with the Wes Jeans trio. It's going to be loud and in charge. The true legendary Wes Jeans show. The other artist playing, Kirk Harper, I believe, is starting us off around 2. I think. Resurrection Project with Chewy Taylor. Legal Contraband, which is Gary's band, who we were just talking about. Chase
Right.
Rains, who is an incredible artist, is Wes's main support. And then, of course, you're going to get to see Jen Ford out there, too. I think she's
Yeah.
going to be out there all day. The Forge Bar and Grill is legitimately one of the best freaking venues in East Texas. Awesome
Right.
food, great service, live music, outdoor. I think this is going to be outdoors as well, which let's hope the
Right.
the the, uh, the weather is good. Wes, thank you so much for doing this for us, man.
Oh, thank you for having me, brothers. Yeah, it's been great, and I'd love to come back on when we got some more time, man. I could sit and talk music all night, bro.
Yeah, man, let's do that. I'll be in touch, and I'll keep my ear to the ground on when the record's going to be out, and maybe we'll set something up in conjunction with
absolutely.
that. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Well,
You have a good
brother.
rest of your night, man. Thanks for your time.
All right, look forward to seeing you at Forge Fest, man.
All right, man. Yeah, you too. All right, guys, we are going to get into the music. Man, the legendary Wes Jeans here on Tunesday Tuesday. It doesn't frickin' get any better than that, I assure you, guys. It does not. We're going to get into the brand new single from Wes Jeans. This is called Bittersweet, the rock side of Wes Jeans.
Tried to put you out, but your eyes were just too sweet. You stung like a thorn, you knocked me off of my feet. No compromise, girl, you're all the same. But I give in as soon as you call my name. Bitter. Well, it's cold, but it's hot. I'm in love, but I'm not. Satisfaction don't come easy for me. I took the break, I tried too hard. Came so close, but still so far. And now you got me on my knees. Bitter. You're so bittersweet. You put your hold on me, I can't get away. Well, I want you, I don't want to, I think I'll stay. And I'm screaming in my head, and I'm screaming in my bed. Oh, and I wonder, should I be afraid? Bitter. Well, it's cold, but it's hot. I'm in love, but I'm not. Satisfaction don't come easy for me. I took the break, I tried too hard. Came so close, but still so far. And now you got me on my knees. Bitter.
Yeah, Texas Tornado, Wesley Jeans, right here on Tunesday Tuesday for the first time ever. And Wes's pick of the week is the iconic Machine Gun from Jimi Hendrix. Let's listen to this song. All right, episode number 80 of Tunesday Tuesday with Texas Tornado, the legendary Wes Jeans, here on episode 80, presented by the Boston Chris Show. What an absolute treat to get to chat with Wes finally. And hopefully we'll have him later on for the regular version of the Boston Chris podcast, which, by the way, has 2 episodes coming out this week with the phenomenal duo Crow and Gazelle, which is Chrislyn Lawrence and Mike McClure, and of course Texas Western star John Arthur Martinez is my guest this Saturday night. 2 episodes this week. Make sure you check them both out. And next week here on Tuesday, we are planning on having, of course, Jessica Peacock will be my guest next week at 6 p.m. and Chewy Taylor at 8 p.m. to chat more about Forge Fest 2026. You guys need to be getting your tickets at outhousetickets.com. Just go there and type in Forge Fest 2026, or you can just Google Forge Fest 2026, and it will give you the link for tickets. Or you can go to the Forge Bar and Grill on Facebook and other social medias to get your information there. 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on April 11th. Make sure you get out there. We will be there all day long, probably. I'm hoping to be there for the entire thing. Not sure I'll be there at 11 because I'm a night owl, but we're going to try. We're going to try to be there for the whole thing, and so I hope to see some familiar faces. And, guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. What a phenomenal Tuesday here in 2026. Much love, you guys, and I will see you down the road. Much love.